It's Friday! It's the weekend! It's 2 days of housework and other chores. But nevertheless, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Grenada, Carriacou, PT, Martinique. How are each and every one of you this morning? Trust you had a interesting Thursday night. I was going to say restful and peaceful, but some of us were woken up during the early hours of the morning by some high breeze. No wind in a high breeze outside. It was a coconious night for some people, but nevertheless, most of us made it to the early hours of the day. We made it. We are in the land of the living. Give thanks and praises. Not many people were able to shelter from the high wind and the rain early this morning. So let's give thanks and praises that we made it through the night. We were able to be in the comfort of our warm beds for most of us, and let's give thanks that we made it to morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, whichever part of the Tri-Island you are. Bless up your pretty and handsome selves. Let's get ready to start a wonderful day, a good day to have a good day, a fantalocious Friday. To all our viewers and listeners, whichever platform you're using, the Facebook page, the YouTube channel, the website, GBN TV, Classic FM, and those of you joining us on Party Grenada and Go to Fet Facebook pages. Bless up your whole selves, our viewers and listeners across the region, whichever part of the region you are. A spicy Grenadian 473 morning to you. And those of you joining us internationally, good morning, good afternoon, good night. Hope you will have a good day, are having a good day, have had a good day. We're going straight into this morning's word of the day because I have a lot of information to share. So let's start. This morning's word of the day is gasconade. Gasconade. It's spelled Gasconade. Gasconade. It is a noun which means or refers to a confident talk or behavior that is intended to impress other people. Gasconade. The citizens of Gascony in southwestern France have proverbially been regarded as prone to bragging. Their reputation has been immortalized in such literary works as Alexandre Dumas's The Three Musketeers. The legend survives the word Gascon, meaning a swaggering person or braggart, as well as a gasconade itself. The word of the day this morning is gasconade, Gasconade, a noun which refers to confident talk or behavior that is intended to impress other people. An example of the use of the word: after all his gasconade, the contestant couldn't manage to complete the obstacle race. That brings to mind a certain American athlete. I ain't calling names, she raced today. The sentence brought back memories. The word of the day this morning: gasconade, Gasconade, a noun which refers to confident talk or behavior intended to impress other people. That's right. The sentence, some of you would pick up what I'm talking about. The sentence reminds me of a certain braggadocious American athlete that couldn't back up her talk with her feet. Let's go. As we go about this fabulous Friday, as you go into the weekend, we're calling it self-care weekend. The thought for the weekend: remember to take care of yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. It's the weekend. Take a chance to take care of you. I've been reminding you of this for the entire week. It's important we take care of ourselves. Sometimes we forget ourselves and take care of the little people in our lives and the big people in our lives, and we forget ourselves. So this weekend, take some time for yourself, whether it's to sleep an extra hour or not cook on a Sunday or on a Saturday, whatever it is you need to do to take some time for yourself this weekend. That's what I want each and every one of us to do this weekend. Take some time for yourself. Remember to take care of yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. All right, love up yourself this weekend. It's self-care weekend. Get a massage, a pedicure, paint your nails, just read a book, even if it's just a chapter. Take care of yourself. Self-care weekend. All right. We're skipping what's celebrated today because we have a lot of information to share. First things first, like I mentioned earlier, Some of us were woken up early this morning about 2ish with some high wind outside. Grenada is experiencing, is experiencing the effects of a tropical wave. The center is closer to Trinidad and Tobago than to us, so we were getting the outer bands of the system. So you can imagine the floodwaters currently in Trinidad and Tobago as we speak. The rainy weather, the inclement weather is expected to continue throughout today as the system continues to move westward toward the southern islands. We are expecting some rain. We can expect some gusts of wind as well. So keep that in mind as you go about your Friday, as you go about your weekend. It is expected that the inclement weather would go into the weekend. So be mindful of that. Those of you in flood-prone areas, those of you who need to tie down your roofs, those of you who have loose tarpaulins outside, make sure that you strengthen them because we are expecting some more gusty winds. I'm not sure if they'll be as strong as 2 o'clock this morning, but we are expecting winds. Better we take care than things get coconious. So inclement weather for today and into the weekend. The next part of the information to share this morning, Grenada's first para-athlete, the second competitor for the 2020 Paralympic Games, Ishana Charles. She is currently in competition as we speak. The women's javelin throw in the F46 category, which Ishana is part of, got underway at just about 6:30 this morning, our time. So she is currently in competition. Let me refresh my page to see if she has had her first throw as yet. Yes, she has done her first throw, throwing a distance of 28.75 meters, and that puts her in 9th place at the moment. So keep that in mind. She still has some throws left in her, but she is currently in competition. So we send her Nutmeg Power 473 strong prayers and well wishes, and congratulations to her. All the best to her as she represents Grenada. Our other Paralympic athlete, Nai Cruikshank, she has returned home, I believe it is, but she has left Japan. I can't remember exactly where she went, if it's home or elsewhere. But Nai completed her tenure in the swimming, and now we've turned our focus on Ishana as she gets the javelin F46 category underway in Tokyo, Japan. All right, there we go. I tell all there's a lot of things to share this morning. Thirdly, by now, most if not all of us know, Prime Minister Dr. The Right Honourable Keith Mitchell is expected to deliver an address tonight at 8 p.m. Prime Minister Mitchell, national address 8 p.m. Of course, we will carry the national address live on GBN platforms from 8 p.m. tonight. I can tell you that the Prime Minister, following conversations in the public domain over the past few days, weeks, the Prime Minister has indicated that he will highlight measures that would attempt to curb the current COVID-19 situation Grenada is experiencing. However, there will be no lockdown in Grenada. Again, the Prime Minister saw the need to ensure that there will be no lockdown following panic buying. The supermarkets were a mess yesterday. I thought about going in. I saw the crowd in one and I kept on driving. It was a mess yesterday. So in the wake of what was taking place, the Prime Minister saw the need to ensure that there will be no lockdown announced in the national address tonight. So please, everybody, continue to stay safe. Don't go cleaning out the supermarket shelves and preparing for lockdown. No lockdown will be announced. However, let's all tune in at 8 p.m. for the Prime Minister's national address and hear what's taking place as we try to deal with the situation. An additional 153 cases, I believe it was, were announced yesterday, so the thing continues to get coconious. So continue to do what you need to do to stay safe. And in the meantime, let's get ready for the morning edition of news for those of you on radio and those of you on our visual platforms. Highlights of last evening's newscast. Good morning, Grenada, on what is expected to be a rainy Friday. We'll be right back.
This is the right time now. Somebody say yeah. Thank God it's Friday.
There are 2 within 24 hours, 3 within 72. That's how the COVID clock has been ticking away in Grenada this week as the country records a total of 4 COVID-related deaths. Minister for Health Nicholas Steele confirmed this in an exclusive interview with GBN's Xpert Thomas today.
Having already crossed the 400 threshold, the number of active cases in Grenada continue to rise, placing many at risk. Health Minister Nicholas Steele confirmed to GBN today that there were 2 deaths which are COVID-related within the last 24 hours.
To date, there are 3 deaths in this week. 2 deaths in the space of 24 hours, yes. So our total, in 1 person from December, and 3 this week from persons who succumb to various or who succumb to COVID-19 based on various comorbidities or so they may have had as well.
Minister Steele told GBN that he would not divulge the names of the deceased persons or provide any information which could lead to their identification because he wanted to ascertain that all family members and relatives are properly notified and provided with support. It was also on Monday of this week that the second COVID-19 death was recorded in Grenada. 59-year-old Nadika George of Quav St. John succumbed to the virus less than 24 hours after being admitted to the General Hospital. Minister Steele told GBN via phone today that contact tracing continues. He anticipates a continued upward spiral.
Our nurses and health team have been providing, as they always do, human service. They have been out there in the communities doing the significant number of tests and so, which is reflective in the test results that we are receiving, both positive and negative, on the total number of tests that are being done daily. So they are there doing that. They are as well monitoring individuals in the community who are positive, on top of doing their as best as possible some of their regular duties.
Statistics from the Ministry of Health indicates that 80% of Grenada's active cases are among persons who are not vaccinated. Some persons are exhibiting mild symptoms, but the minister has recorded other patients with severe indicators. Minister Steele continues to encourage the public to take advantage of the pop-up vaccination clinic in various parishes. For GBN News, I am Xpert Thomas reporting.
Government has not issued vaccination mandates, but a sectoral group is taking in front to warn that if it does, its members will not comply. Christina John reports on the stance adopted by the Grenada Union of Teachers.
GUT President Jude Bartholomew asserts that it is the right of an individual to make sensitive decisions about their health, and the union remains firmly committed to defending this.
We know the situation now with the COVID-19 is a little bit deadly and such, so one person has to be careful and to make the right decision. But what we're saying clearly is that the Grenada Union of Teachers, we are against mandatory vaccination. So we don't believe that persons should be forced to be vaccinated. All right, educate yourself, let wisdom prevail with all of us, and make up your mind and do what is best to you for the education system, for everybody. Do the right thing.
The union's chief says he recognizes that the employer has a right to ensure the welfare and safety of the employees, but said it must not be at the detriment of workers.
Responsibility, yes, is to protect the workplace and to have a safe environment for workers. But at the same time, we don't want the employer, whether government or private, to victimize workers, whether it be teachers or wherever. All right? We don't want them to be victimizing the public officer, victimizing the teachers, victimizing the worker, wherever they are, in the name of COVID-19. We don't want that.
The government of Grenada is not known to have articulated any policy on vaccines for teachers. Neither has it publicly issued any mandates to other sectors. However, vaccine mandates for teachers is a hot-button issue in other countries, including the United States. Last Monday, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio announced that all departments of education staff for public schools across the city must be vaccinated against COVID-19. The landmark step makes New York City the largest public school system in the U.S. to mandate vaccines. The mayor have previously announced that the city's entire municipal workforce, including teachers, must get vaccinated or go through weekly testing by September 13th. With this new mandate, though, all school staff are required to provide proof of vaccination of at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine by September 27th. Here in Grenada, the new school year is scheduled to begin on Monday, but government recently announced a 2-week deferral with online learning being offered where possible.
Schools which were scheduled to reopen on the 6th of September. The request is that schools move to at least only in-classroom teaching on the 20th, but that if teaching can start virtually on the 6th, then they can proceed. But that in-classroom teaching is delayed for 2 weeks.
With the escalation in COVID-19 cases, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell is expected to articulate the evolving plan for the school system when he addresses the nation on Friday night. Christelina John, GBN News.
A local medical doctor is worried that the Caribbean can see the emergence of a coronavirus variant, which is endemic to this region only. Rena Perry-Thomas reports on the various possibilities as health experts try to get a grip on the spread of the virus.
The World Health Organization reports that a strain of the coronavirus that causes COVID-19, which was first detected in Colombia in January, has become a variant of interest. It will be closely monitored for signs that it could be resistant to the vaccine that have been approved. The variant SARS-CoV-2 has a constellation of mutation that indicate potential properties of immune escape. This development is of concern to health practitioners in the Caribbean region, including the former permanent secretary in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Francis Martin. He explains that a new variant is normally developed when the spread of a virus is at its peak in a country.
Across the world, whenever we see a country with very high transmission rates, usually variants occur. The English variant was the same, the South African variant was the same, and closer to home, the Brazilian variant occurred when Brazil was at its highest transmission rate. And similarly, the Delta variants occurred when India was experiencing very high transmission rates. I've always been concerned and continue to be concerned that if the Caribbean is not careful and we experience a high transmission rate here in the Caribbean, it is quite possible that we ourselves may develop our own Caribbean variant. And now that we have an additional tool, which is vaccination, that we quickly consider vaccination as a way of preventing the transmission or high transmissions and decrease the chances of variants.
Although there has been less than 10 COVID-19 related deaths in Grenada, thousands of people around the world have succumbed to the virus. Families are unable to say a proper goodbye.
I must say however, though, that the WHO has sanctioned burial of people with COVID-19. So it is okay to bury those persons, but some countries, depending on their priorities and the local circumstances, may choose to cremate, especially as it's a new virus. Families had no time at all to grieve when their loved one died from things like COVID. Even while they were alive before they died, they didn't have a chance to say hi or relate to them. And this is really adding to the enormous psychological burden that the pandemic is causing on people.
Director of the Pan American Health Organization, Dr. Carissa Etienne, is concerned about the recent development in the region as more people become affected, putting healthcare systems under severe strain. She notes that more than a third of the countries in the Caribbean region are yet to vaccinate 20% of their population. In some places, coverage is much lower.
Vaccination rates remain in the teens in several Caribbean and South American countries, and coverage is still in the single digits in Central American nations like Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. We need to deliver an additional 540 million doses to ensure that every country in the Americas can cover at least 60% of their population.
Dr. Etienne urged countries to place emphasis on vaccinating the more vulnerable segments of the population, such as the elderly, health workers, and people with pre-existing conditions. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear-Thomas reporting.
The Public Workers Union is urging its members to withdraw their labor if they believe that they become compromised. The union has now called on its members to immediately take proactive steps to protect themselves from the rapid spread of the virus. Gerard Joseph listened to the position articulated by the union and has reached out to the government for a response.
The Public Workers Union is advocating that all members who have been in contact with a known COVID-19 case at their workplace or department to immediately remove themselves and self-isolate. This follows reports of a worker collapsing in the Ministry of Education with symptoms related to COVID-19 and the exponential increase in active cases.
Whereas there have been reports of supervisors asking workers to come to work, even though they are exposed, once they are asymptomatic, they are asking them to report to work.
PW President Brian Grimes says the union is concerned that there is no set policy for public officers.
Grenada Public Workers Union is asking its workers in the strongest possible way and terms to exit themselves from places that there have been reports and confirmation of cases in those workplaces.
When contacted with the concerns raised by the PWU, government indicated to GBN on Wednesday that it maintains the guidance issued by the Ministry of Health, which recommends to anyone who has reason to believe that they might have been exposed to isolate and stay home, call the COVID-19 hotline and monitor their condition carefully. Government says a team of senior managers met on Wednesday to discuss recommendations for adjusting public service operations amidst the surge. These recommendations have been sent to policymakers for consideration and decision-making. The statement said that in the interim, there is existing guidance that departmental managers can adopt certain response mechanisms as the need arises. Addressing government's response, Public Relations Officer Daisy Hazard notes the lack of collaboration and communication between the union and government.
It burdened me because if GBN, a media house, was able to get a response from the government yesterday on our press conference speaking about COVID-19 in the workplace, why it is that we at the union level have been knocking on doors for so long and we have not been able to get a response. This is the million-dollar question that we had to ponder after looking at the GBN news, especially last night.
A major concern for the union is workers having to use public transportation to avail themselves of the testing facilities. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
The National Insurance Scheme is listening to its employees. After complaints made to the GBN yesterday, the Social Security Organization announced today that it was limiting access to its offices in St. George, Grenville, and Carriacou. It issued a statement saying that only persons making payments will be allowed into its offices. An employee of the NIS complained to the GBN on Tuesday that one of the organization's staffers had been compromised, but that workers were told that they should report to work as per usual. Employees in the affected department were reportedly informed that they should form a bubble and limit movements to that division. However, there was concern that all members of staff use common areas such as the lunchroom and other facilities. NIS Director Dorset Cromwell told GBN in a telephone interview that sanitization protocols have been adopted to ensure the safety of all parties.
I mean, our workstations are pretty well separated, so that is good. In the lunchroom, for instance, we have separated all the tables, and there is only one chair to a table, and persons have been, wearing their masks and using the hand sanitizers and so forth, and we have someone in the office who is sanitizing the different workstations.
A reminder that as of tomorrow, Friday, the NIS will only allow entry to persons going to its offices to make payments. The Grenada Conference of Churches is thinking ahead. The religious grouping issued a statement today in light of the recent spiraling numbers of COVID cases and deaths. It says the CCC recognizes the value of limiting person-to-person contact and has therefore proposed that churches should discourage persons listed in the vulnerable category from attending church services this weekend. The conference says if the current trend remains dangerously high, it would recommend that churches suspend in-person services for the 2 or 3 weeks following. It added that each church will determine how it worships virtually. Focusing on other aspects of the COVID-19 protocols, the CCC suggested that the limitation on numbers at funerals and weddings be strictly enforced without any exemptions or special allowances. The religious grouping also believes that the same collaboration that is being asked of the churches must be sought from all sectors of the society. People with disabilities, unemployed youth, and single-parent families are among those who will benefit from government's second stimulus package. But before they can gain any financial support, they must meet certain requirements. In this Rena Perry-Thomas report, you will learn what these requirements are.
People who are listed as vulnerable and others who are unemployed are among those listed to receive assistance through the second economic stimulus program. Under the SEED program, a 6-month campaign was created targeting poverty-exposed families who are not receiving any financial aid. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Social Development, Chrissy Worm-Charles, says special programs have been developed to facilitate this.
So the expansion program would be for 6 months, right? Persons, they would be vetted. They would have to go through a testing, a PMT test, to ensure that, that we meet the qualifications of the program. And once the person qualifies, and they will be able to receive some benefits, and that would hopefully go a very long way to help cushion, the impact of the COVID financial shocks on the families, ensuring getting, what's necessary to, to improve their quality of life, to finance temporary cash transfers to new vulnerable groups, including male and female single-headed households, right? Children, unemployed youth, persons with disabilities, older persons, and, women using the Ministry of Social Development SEED platform.
Unemployed adults, single parents, and young people between the ages of 15 and 35 can also access support. National Youth Coordinator Royden Bihari says that the stimulus funds will be channeled through existing programs.
Must be able to meet the requirement to complete the certificate of completion, actively participate and attend all the training sessions unless otherwise exempted. Participants must be able to complete the pre-assessment sessions, which may include some of the functional areas, and this will be implemented through initiative led by the Division of Youth Development, like the CEDAP, NILO, the SIEP, the GIDC, the GDB, and our own Youth Bees project.
Those who will be involved in the training will receive a stipend of $700. For GBN News, I am Rena Perry-Thomas reporting.
Grenadian nationals who may be seeking permanent residence in the United States will have a decision to make. If they decide that they do not want to take the COVID vaccine, then their application for permanent residence will not be approved. GBN's Christina John has that story.
Starting October 1st, 2021, green card applicants will be required to establish that they have received a complete COVID-19 vaccine series in order to be deemed eligible for permanent residence, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC. The new vaccine requirement will be included in the routine medical examinations that are necessary for both adjustments of status applicants applying for green cards in the United States and immigrant visa applicants applying at U.S. embassies and consulates abroad. When the new requirements take effect, green card applicants attending their medical examination will be required to show proof of full COVID-19 vaccination with a vaccine authorized for use in the United States listed for emergency use by the World Health Organization. Self-reports of vaccination will not be accepted without written documentation. If an applicant is not yet fully vaccinated and the COVID-19 vaccine is available to the U.S. civil surgeon or panel physician performing the medical exam, the doctor is permitted to vaccinate the applicant. However, the applicant must receive the full COVID-19 vaccine series before the medical exam can be completed. So case processing may be delayed if the applicant attends an exam unvaccinated. The CDC will also implement some additional protocols for foreign nationals applying for immigrant visas abroad at U.S. embassies and consulates. Christina John, GBN News.
And now we turn our attention to what viewers and listeners are saying in tonight's Social Buzz. Let's take a look around the social media platforms.
This is Social Buzz, where we shine a light on the thoughts and concerns of our online audience.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell announced his plans to address the nation on Friday night, just as the revised curfew of 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. expires and in the midst of the current COVID-19 outbreak. The Prime Minister posted to his official Facebook page, and I quote, "My friends, we are faced with a serious escalation of COVID-19 cases. Therefore, I will address the nation on Friday at 8 p.m. to bring you up to date on government's plans to address the current situation. Please tune in." End of quote. While the Prime Minister did not allude to any announcement of a lockdown, several viewers and listeners took to the comment section to speculate and voice their concerns. Many believe there will be a lockdown. Betty Ann said, "If locking down the country will help, why not? I'm with it." Mariah said, "Lockdown coming, poor Grenada." Cynthia said, "As the saying goes, expect the best, prepare for the worst, no stress." This person added, "Some fools are still making fun of a serious situation. All fun until it hits your home." B said, "I'm looking forward to hearing no stress, Prime Minister." Alma chimed in, "People are still taking COVID-19 as a joke. Shake my head." And Joan closed off with a simple, "That looks like lockdown."
That's it for tonight's Social Buzz. If you would like to have your thoughts and concerns shared, be sure to comment on GBN's Facebook page.
Hassle-free loans for your every need. Cards have you covered, best believe. Cards Ready Cash is for everyone. Not to worry, fast approval. Hurry up and come. We got it all. We on the go. Cards Ready Cash, you already know. We got it all. We on the go. Cards Ready Cash, always ready when you're ready. Let's go.
Cards Ready Cash, ready when you are.
Let's get tough on breed your larceny. It will destroy our economy. Larceny threatens our food security. Can hurt us locally, hurt us globally. To all the buyers, ask for license from all produce sellers. To all the people, 300 for police for them thieving fellas. To all the families, don't steal produce from your brother. Then you sell it to traffickers, hotels and street vendors. Nah, man. Let's do all we can to stop radio larceny. New vigilance, new laws, and a tough judiciary. Stop Grenada's organized business crime. It's time.
To report pre-deal larceny, call 300.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 18-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Fallage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Get Rubigas. Get cooking. Rubigas, clean, safe, and reliable LPG is the perfect solution for your commercial and everyday needs. For cooking at home or barbecuing, choose Rubigas LPG cylinders. Available in a variety of sizes from 20 to 100 pound cylinders. Rubigas LPG, clean, safe, reliable. Are you cooking with Rubigas?
Get Rubis, get going.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 18-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Fallage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Once upon a time, we shopped at Wonderland, then Neverland. But we're all grown up now and no longer believe in fairy tales. So now we just shop at Shoes R Us. At Shoes R Us, we stock the latest in shoes, tops, and jeans for the fashion-conscious lady. We also carry colognes and much, much more. And for the modern trendy male, we have the latest brand-name shoes and sneakers, Converse, Reebok, Nike, K-Swiss, Puma, and much more. So check us out at our two convenient locations, Melville Street in St. George and Ben Jones Street in Granville. At Shoes R Us, we say, come shop with us.
My Digicel presents Hit by a How-To. Here is how you can purchase a plan in the My Digicel app and get instant access to all of our apps. It's simple. Let me show you how. From your home screen, find the plans and bundles icon in the lower left corner of your screen. Tap it to see your available plans and bundles. You can choose between a Prime bundle with data and talk or pick a plan from the Available Plans tab. Find the plan that's best for you, then hit confirm and you're ready to go. With your new plan, you may have access to more of our apps. Find them in the More from Digicel section and hit download for each of our new apps. You can also upgrade your current plan or bundle under the Active Plans section of your homepage. Excited to try it out? Download the My Digicel app today. My Digicel, better together.
Xpert Ultratech gasoline and diesel. Available only at Rubis stations.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
Because your vehicle is a necessity, being roadworthy is critical. Hubbard's Motor Department introduces its new tire and battery sales and service outlet located at Building Supplies Compound in Grand Anse, close to the Sugar Mill Roundabout. Available are a wide range of competitively priced tires, maintenance-free batteries, oils and lubricants. Keeping in mind your busy schedule, this outlet is equipped to provide you with fast and reliable service. Simply drive in and you'll be delighted with your service experience. For more information, contact 440-2087. Hubbard's. Quality service. Affordable prices.
As GBN brings you coverage of this year's Hero CPL, there will be some adjustments to our programming lineup. On match days, transitions will be aired from 5:25 p.m. and GBN TV News will be aired from 6 p.m. and repeated following the CPL game. GBN, with you anywhere and everywhere with sports coverage. You're not here to give it all than what you're here for.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. 18, no, we'll call it 19 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock. Those of you joining us, just getting out of bed, happy to have you. Those of you who stuck with us, thanks for your patience. This morning, I'm excited. It's time for us to head into the showroom. All you know, this is my favorite part of anything that I host here at the GBN, the showroom. Getting to know our Grenadian talent, our talented people. And this morning, in the showroom, we combine in showroom with Good Morning Carrico and PT Martinique. It's time to head up to the Sister Isles. Joining me virtually this morning is one half of a very talented duo. Most of you will know them as Xperts. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the showroom this morning, the one and only Jason James. Good morning, Jason. How are thou? Thank you for waking up first thing this morning and checking me out.
Good morning, good morning. It's good to be on, man.
I appreciate you. This is an interview I've been trying to set up since, April? But I needed to let all you. It's been a while. I needed to let all you get your stuff together. I'll wait. It's worth the wait. So thank you very much. And just for the people who may be asking, where is your brother, Jason? Tell them where he is. Tell him.
He's sleeping, man. He's sleeping.
Fair enough, but I'm happy that you're able to join us this morning. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Xpert. For those of you who don't know what Xpert looks like, this is one half. This is Jason. So let's start from the very beginning. How did John and Jason James become Xpert Productions?
Well, it started off. Well, me and my brother used to like play in a school band, so like the music side of that came from that. And then one year we traveled. I think I was in from 5 at the time, I guess. And then while we were out in New York, we decided, you know what, we should start a studio. So we bought like a microphone and a mixer, came back with that. And at the time, I was just using computer speakers as monitors. So from that was the birth of Xpert Studio.
So you just woke up, you're in the States, you just woke up one day and ball, let me just start a studio and adjust so?
It was actually my brother's idea too.
So what is it that you maybe saw that was lacking, that you felt like you needed to put your love for music into an actual studio? Is it something that was missing, something that you wanted to add to the industry?
Yeah, because at the time, a lot of artists from Carrico used to go up to Union Island to record. There was a studio here as well. That studio being here as well kind of inspired us to open a studio too, because like being in school and hearing, like people dropping music kind of influence you to get into it too. So the little studio that was here had a part to play with that too. So it's basically we know certain stuff we weren't hearing. We wanted to bring that to Kerry.
And I think that's probably my favorite part of the story, that it is in Carriacou, because most times you hear a studio is on the mainland, but Xpert is in Carriacou. Was it difficult for you to get up and running, or did you feel the love from the get-go, whether it's from members of the public and or artists?
Well, from the get-go, there was this artist I used to work with called Big Bad Buster. He rest in peace right now.
Amen.
He in the early showed me a lot of respect and love, because he was one of the biggest artists in Carriacou at the time. So me working with him brought a lot of attention to the other artists, and apart from him, me and my friends used to mess around with music. But he brought me into the soca, because when I started off, it wasn't soca I was doing. But he brought me into the soca side of things.
So when you started, what were you doing, and how did you, while Big Bad Buster brought you into soca, how did you gravitate? Because it seems like that is where the real juice of Xpert is right now in soca.
Right. Yeah, well, when I started doing reggae and dancehall. I had probably 3 reggae rhythms all before I started doing soca, and I never really liked soca in the beginning, to be honest. But once I started doing it, the love just kept growing and growing and growing, and from the time we dropped the first soca rhythm, that was basically it. From the eyes was on and the ears was on from that point.
Building your rhythms, how do you do it? Because as a music lover, as a soca lover, I think most of the time I'm able to determine an Xpert rhythm before I know it's an Xpert rhythm. What is it about Xpert that sets you apart from other producers, other music that we hear?
Well, I try to develop my own song, so as you say, when you hear Xpert, you know it's an Xpert. It's just years of, experimenting, years of experience, listening to every type of genre, and just implementing certain stuff into soca, So you might hear certain stuff, just song you you can't really put a label to it sometimes, because there's so many elements in it. It's just a blend of everything, So with each production, I try to be different, but still keep the authentic Xpert feeling in it,
The artists that you have worked with, you started in soca with Big Bad Buster, and you have now grown your CV, your resume, to include not just Grenadian artists, but regional and international artists. Just highlight some of the artists that you've worked with. And is there a favorite for Xpert?
Well, Xpert is all about good vibes, It could be the biggest artist, it could be an upcoming artist. Once are in tune with your vibe, that would be a whole different type of outcome with the music. So in terms of favorite artists, no, I don't really have a favorite artist to work with. But once you're unique and different, once you're unique, I'll be working with you a lot, So artists that I worked with, apart from Grenadian artists, include Bunji Garlin, Fian, Lyrica, Blacks, Boys, Skinny Fabulous,
The financial injection that you guys have to put into getting Xpert to where it is now. Like I said, we tried to set up this interview since April, and you told me you guys were working on redoing the studio. How much financial effort does it take for you to get Xpert to where it is now, where you want it to be?
A lot, because the aim is always to grow, So with growth, the equipment will keep, the price range changes, because you're aiming for higher quality, and this type of things cost. So his years are saving, you know, and just keeping focus and making sure the business part of things right.
Talk to me about the dynamic between you and your brother. How does the relationship between John and Jason help Xpert be one of the best music producers in the business?
I think with the having like two pair of ears will, you know, like if I'm doing something like and he finds it's off, he ain't gonna hesitate to tell me, like, yo, change this, you know, like this song and like that. In the beginning I was stubborn, but like after a while, you know, you had to listen and take advice. And what makes it great too is like I get to focus more on production and he focus on engineering. So I don't have to be busy right through, like, okay, I produce a record and I have to sit down and mix it and all of that. He does the mixing, he does the mastering, I make the beat, I write the song, I write some songs, and you know, there's like the process.
And yes, you're a writer as well. Did that come early on in you as a person in Jason, or did it just happen one day? You said, let me see what I could do, or is it something that you always had?
It was always there, because like in school I started by writing poems. And then I started doing like little freestyles, and then the freestyles turned into songs.
Okay, all right. I like it. Okay, I see it now. I can see it now. Being able to write and produce and have your brother there to mix and master, does it make it more fun for you? Working with your brother, working with your sibling?
Well, you see, the thing is now too, like in the beginning, where we used to be in the studio more together, but like now, like I have my own section, he have his own section. So it's like when he walking by himself. When I'm walking by myself. So the only time we might like be interacting like that is like when he play me the mix back, so I could say, all right, you know, change this, do that. Yeah, that type of vibe. But it's a good relationship regardless.
Yeah, I could tell. Xpert has always been one of quality, and you mentioned it earlier. What kind of advice would you give to maybe somebody who's thinking about getting into it, or somebody who's already into producing music, in terms of building their quality?
Research is key, you know. Research, listen, compare your work to like stuff that out there already, stuff that you know that you like, and you could say, all right, this is of this good quality, you know what I mean? Like, be inspired by others, because like that's others play a big part in my career, you know what I mean? Like, there's this producer called Parry Jack, big rhythms. He have big rhythms, so he was like one of the first to like really advise me and my brother like how to improve the mixes, you know, like we've been to his studio, show us things a lot of, you know, he just a great guy in general, man. So I always look up to people that could genuine and just could like help you along the way, you know what I mean? And if other producers want to reach out to me, that is fine too, you know what I mean? Because I talk to a lot of producers as well and try and advise them, you know. So I'll share the knowledge.
Sharing the knowledge. Have you been able to share your knowledge, whether it's with artists and or producers?
I have. Every day somebody might hit me up, you know. And I work closely with Slatter and basically like show him a lot of things, you know what I mean? Like you have to educate everybody, you know what I mean? Because in the process, you get educated yourself, because like certain conversations might spark different topics that, you know, you weren't there yet, or you might say you to research it, and you gain knowledge in the process.
You started in reggae and dance hall. Right now, you're more into soca. Any plans for going back to the roots, as they call it, or do you still dabble in it these days?
Yeah. Maybe for reggae, it might take me a while to get back in that zone because I want to do reggae now. It may require a lot more. As for dancehall, yeah, I might go back in the dancehall. But right now, I'm dabbling in Afrobeats.
Why would it take you longer to? Why would it take you longer to get back into reggae?
Cause now, like reggae, I feel like if I do a reggae now, it should consist of like live drums, like live everything, just to get that authentic feel. And and like even if I reach out to other musicians, just to get it right. The production process of it, like it could be a whole lot. Like so I'll go and set up a whole drum kit, mic kit and all of that. Not that I'm trying to run away from the work, but it's like at the point in time, the mind frame is just not there as yet,
Right. The Afro beats. What attracted you to Afro beats, and have you been able to, put out anything on those beats?
We have a project inside it. It's not out yet. Couple projects. But it's just something I love. Like I respect how the Afrobeat artists bring like something different again to the table. Like I just big on hearing different things, So that kind of just make me want to go in the zone and not sound like the African artists them, but bring like a kayak feel or a Grenadian feel to the Afro beat scene.
How you think you'll be able to do that? To make it sound Grenadian Afro compared to African Afro? It sounds
like
interesting.
It's just fusing. It's just fusing everything,
Do you have artists in mind for the Afro beats too?
We are all Africans too, so and we could put like part of we culture, like the big drum aspect of things or whatever aspect, and just fuse it. You'll still be like African, just with a different feel.
Okay. I see where you're going. As you mentioned, the big drum, right. I see where you're going. Talk to me about the influence of kayak culture on Xpert Studios, because, or is it part of why Xpert is able to set itself apart from other producers locally?
Well, yeah, I think it has a big part to play, because like we also have like a string band, and like string band now we try to play like all type of songs, like just playing everything, country, reggae, whatever it is. And like the Christmas aspect of us being out, just vibing and playing the songs, you get the feeling, the emotion that how the song's supposed to come out. So like when you get back in the studio now, all right, this is what makes this song good. We could put that there, that way of things,
The support from kayaks, the love from kayaks, how great is it?
Appreciate it, man. Like that, they show a lot of love, man. Kayaks like to see you representing for the island in a nice way. So like artists like Skinny Banter, like Short Tree, all the kayak known artists, like, and you have a lot of kayak artists that coming up that talented too. So it's just people love seeing them rising, representing for the smaller.
I like that. So let's take a break, and then we're going to come back and continue the discussion. We also have to talk about what Xpert has in its pipeline for 2021-2022. Stick and stay. The showroom will be right back. We're speaking with Xpert Studios out of the sister Isle of Carriacou.
Looking for that injection of vibes and energy, of course. Well, I've got just that. Hi, my name is Gary, Mr. Smooth, and I'm inviting you to join me on the Hot Morning Show on Hot 98.5, 98.7 FM. Weekdays, Monday to Friday, 6 to 10 in the morning. I've got a healthy dose of your favorite and most infectious hits sampled with information, news, laughter, and all the other ingredients that go into making the hottest morning show on the radio. The Morning Heat. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit us up on WhatsApp, 435-7517. We've got topics, we've got discussions, calls, voice notes, and so much more. But I can't tell you everything. You gotta tune in. The Hot Morning Show on Hot FM 98.5, 98.7 with yours truly, Gary, Mr. Smooth. Kaboom!
Feel good facts. Help prevent cold and flu by washing your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. That's the time it takes to remove most germs. No soap and water? No worries when you've got alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
Hey folks, you're invited to tune in to Grenada Music to the World program hosted by Eugene Gittens on Saturday mornings from 10 a.m. to 12 noon on Classic Radio 105.5, 105.9, Hot FM 98.5, 98.7, GBN TV, and all their social media platforms. The only totally local music program in Grenada, representing all genres of music. So it's Green's Music to the World on Saturday mornings from 10 a.m. to 12 noon on GBN with the music icon himself, Mr. Eugene Gittens. See you then.
Welcome back to the showroom here on Good Morning Grenada. We're linking up with the Sister Isles this morning. Joining me this morning is Jason of Xpert Studios in Karakou. Jason, talk to me about what Xpert currently has going on. What are in the pipeline? What are in the pipeline for Xpert Studios in 2021?
Okay, so currently in the pipeline, we have a rhythm like slow type of fusion, soca, dance, R&B type of vibe.
Hold on, wait.
Some Grenadian
soca, dance, hall, R&B kind of vibe?
Yeah.
All right.
Just I'm playing up. The rhythm was supposed to be out since, matter of fact, since probably February, but we had a couple setbacks, so hopefully in a month or so it should be out. Apart from that, I have an album working on with Slatter. That should be out. The album is already completed. That should be out on the 1st of October. You know, the feel of the album is basically like in a emotional type of zone. Like it's not the typical jump ups. It's a soca album, but not the typical jump up. So we just love experimenting and bringing, there's different feelings to the soca, as I said,
Speaking of albums, this is not the first album that Xpert is involved in. Tapri comes to mind as well. Is this one of your aims to encourage our artists to not just send out the hits and not to send out the songs, but actually put your music together, a compilation of your music? Is this an aim of yours, of Xpert?
Definitely. With me and soca, I just want to treat soca just like the other genres, You see a lot of big names just dropping albums, and a lot of what goes into album, it improves your writing ability, your sense of hearing different stuff in music. You get to bring out different emotions on an album, because the songs aren't meant to be the same, So you might sing a rum song, but then you can't just sing a rum song right through an album. The album had to have you had to have a vibe to it. So you might sing about love, you might sing about hot, whatever the case is. Don't limit yourself to just the basic soca topic. So that is one of the things I want to bring forth more in soca. Just expressing yourself no matter what.
Big facts. I encourage that. I support that. It's not just about the jump up and the whining and the soca, but expand it. Yeah, I like that one as well. Somebody
exactly.
on
and when you go on the streaming platforms, you know, you should have like different catalogs people could tap into instead of just the singles. They should say, alright, you know, oh, he did that album. Let me go listen to the album. You know, he did that EP, whatever the case is, you know.
Speaking of albums, working on an album, like you said, it's hard work because you have to. Sometimes I know there are artists who record 20 songs and the album only has 8 or 9. How do you guide the artists that, okay, this is the one that needs to be on the album, or let's do this with this song, or we could hold this one back, let's do this one now? How are you able to? Because you're working with artists, especially the big names, you might bounce up a few egos here and there that feel like, I know what I'm saying, I want it so. So how are you able to guide these artists?
Well, luckily for me, I ain't bounce up the ego one. You know, the ones with the big egos as yet. You know, because like everybody are working open to, you know, just being creative and getting everybody input and, you know, the benefit of the whole project, getting a good outcome of the whole project. So, but yeah, in terms of selecting the songs, it's basically like finding a direction for the album. You know, if you feel like, you know, you have too much of the same production style going on or too much of the same topic going on, I say like, we could leave this one out for this project, you know. This one have a better song to it, you know, goes more in line with what the album should sound like. So just like it's playing for other people and getting their input on it. So like it's not just you and the artist selecting at the end of the day, you know. You get different inputs on it.
Somebody on WhatsApp, big up our kayak producers. Are there artists that you would like to work with that you haven't as yet? And Leo Joseph is one of the giants in music back in the days in Carriacou. Did you get any ideas from him?
Mr. Joseph is actually, you know, somebody I admire. He was actually in one of the Palm Tree Corners. Great guitarist, you know. Mr. Leo helped us a lot too. Like we do a lot of work with him. So yeah, artists I want to work with for sure on that list would be Kes. Kes is an artist I admire a lot.
That's a nice link up. Kes would work well with the fusion that Xpert has. Okay.
Right.
I'll link you up.
Do that.
The person on WhatsApp also wants to know what influence Parang has on Xpert.
I think the influence would be more of a indirect influence. I'm not denying that there's an influence, but like in terms of production, I don't think like I implement too much of the Parang culture in production. But in terms of like writing again, like me writing for Parang at a point in time still, you know, like helped me grow as a writer. So
you used to write
indirectly, as I say, you know. Yeah, we used to have a Parang band.
Oh, right. Okay. Telling me about you. Now let's talk about something I believe is one of the best things Xpert has ever put its name behind. Palm Tree Corner. Palm Tree Corner came at a time that I think we needed that kind of breakdown. And I want to publicly give you your kudos for Palm Tree Corner. How did the idea come about that we're going to take them soca and we're going to strip them of all or most of the instruments and just let them be backed by Sexy Chocolate? How did the idea for Palm Tree come up?
So initially, what Palm Tree Corner is today is that the idea I had at first, again, much props to my brother, you know, because he brought it in a whole different direction. So the first episode of Palm Tree Corner was Mr. Golden doing Queen, which is actually one of my favorite songs I ever did. But initially how I wanted to do it was like pre-record it in the studio and then shoot it after. But my brother was like, you know what, if we're doing something like that, we should do everything live on set. So from that though, we started it, and then we put out the episode, and then like artists started reaching out to us like, we want to be a part of this, and that is basically how it grew.
And right now, season 3, you're probably going to get ready to start season 4. You said artists reach out to you, and how do you decide this is how we're going to put it together? Because it's the same song, but there's a different kind of vibe. There's a different, I don't know how to put it, but you can tell that it was specifically designed for the acoustic version. How do you decide this is what this song needs in Palm Tree?
All right, so I must give props to all the musicians involved from the Sexual Chocolate Band. Basically, we would meet. Well, no, like before, a lot of this stuff were not practiced. It's just on set. Like we just come and we play.
Really?
We didn't rehearse nothing. Yeah, like a lot of this stuff we didn't rehearse anything. Like Laura Lisa's song in particular, like Laura recorded the actual song that day. Like,
Hero?
We finished writing, recorded, and right after we finished the studio, like we had to rush and try and get to do the acoustic version. We recorded again, and if you notice, we end up doing that one in the night. That wasn't supposed to be the case, but because she had just recorded the song, and she didn't like fully remember the song as yet. We had a lot of takes, and then we end up bringing it into the night.
Okay. What,
yeah,
really?
So, the band was actually learning the song at the time too, because they didn't know the song, like the first song.
Well, that's the extra skills you're telling me about there. And how will I come up with the name Sexual Chocolate? Listen to me.
We didn't even come up with the name. We were playing by the mermaid one night. And somebody in the crowd was asking the name of the band. It wasn't even an official band at the time yet. And then somebody by the band just jumped up and said Sexual Chocolate.
And that was it.
And that was it.
And the production part of it, the camera work is good quality. And how do you decide the setting for it? Because the setting fits. You're using different locations and it just fits each song. How do you decide that as well?
Yeah, with the settings now, that we try and go scouting in advance. So we say, maybe a day in advance we make a drive around and say, this might make a good location. For the stuff we did in Grenada, we had to come down like 2 days, 3 days before, so we could get locations all around, and you just want to like make it one with nature, so like you get the same calming vibe from the environment that you're getting from the acoustic.
And Palm Tree is into its third season. When we get in the next season of Palm Tree? Because that's my thing right now. I mean,
we should have the next season will actually be different, and a lot more songs involved. That should be out by November.
Okay.
God's willing.
I'm looking for it. I'll be playing back this piece of clip when you tell me November. If November come and I don't see it, so keep that in. Keep that in. COVID-19. A lot of people have been speaking about the impact of COVID-19, the negative impact, but I want to look at positively. Has COVID-19 affected Xpert positively? Has it helped you grow, develop, advance in any way?
Yeah, I use the time, the little time off to develop a new look to the studio, you know, like just improve the appearance, the whole acoustics of it as well. Apart from that, I use it to also dabble into different genres, like I said, the Afrobeat. Lately, I've been taking like a little chill back. Like, you need the rest at that point in time because you know, like if you're in it right through, like it gets a little frustrating. So as for now, just kind of chilling out.
Okay, fair enough. How long has Xpert been around? What year did you officially start with the mic and computer speakers?
2008.
What? So that's like a good 13 years. What are your expectations for the next 13 years for Xpert? Where do you see you going?
Definitely dabbling into different genres for sure. Working with bigger names, you know, making big names as well. Better video production, you know, like better audio production, like just taking everything to a bigger level. As I said, the aim is to grow. So we ain't getting too comfortable.
I like that. I like that very much. Thank you very much, Jason. Any final thoughts or plans for Xpert for the next year? I know you said you have albums and Afrobeats and so coming out. What's the nearest thing that we can expect from all that you have planned? What's the thing you're working on to put out first or to do first?
Well, that would be the album for Slatter, you know, okay. And yeah, they should have promo out by next week. Just because of the whole COVID thing right now, we had to kind of push back a bit because the album was actually supposed to drop next week. But, you know, with the whole bus, we can't get to shoot the promo as we want to. So hopefully, you know, like things kind of get better and we could get out there again and do some work, you know.
You do the shooting, the production, video production for yourself, Xpert?
Yeah, me and my brother shoot and we edit, like either way.
Okay.
Me, yeah.
Well, they're taking multi-talented to the next level. All right, boss, I see you. I'd like to thank you very much. Big up your whole self. Big up the Sister Isle. I know you all are tuned in this morning. Karakou and P.T. Martinique always tuned into Good Morning Grenada, and they like when I feature the Sister Isle. So I'm happy that we finally got to do this interview. Tell John I say get up. Go and wake him up when we're done.
I'll do that.
Anybody you want to big up, Caleb?
Thanks for the opportunity, man. Thanks for the opportunity. And
no problem.
To or anybody out there who trying to get into music and have a deep passion for it, I say just go for your goal, man. If you believe in yourself, just invest in yourself and make something out of it.
Okay, I'll be calling you soon to record my album.
We're doing
a fusion. We having 5 songs, 5 different genres: soca, R&B, dancehall. We'll do a reggae and we'll do an Afrobeat. If you just call it mix up and blend. Thank you very much, Jason. Enjoy the rest of your day. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm looking forward to season 4 of Palm Tree Corner. As always, bless up your whole self, man.
Enjoy the day as well.
Thank you very much. Have yourself a good one. Karakou and P.T. Martinique, all full up at talent. Thank you so very much to Xpert. Jason is a good one. John sleeping. Somebody when you see John, tell him I say next time we wake up early o'clock and come forth. Thank you very much. Karakou, P.T. Martinique, good morning, Mr. Legard. I know you're tuned in this morning as well. Bless up all your whole selves. It's time for us to end the televised portion of Good Morning Grenada. It's now 5 minutes to 8. Before I leave you, let me just share some information. Hold on, let me refresh the page. and make sure my information is up to date. Right. So Shauna Charles has completed her competition in the F46 category of the women's javelin. She finished 9th after throwing a distance of 28.75 meters. The winner, Holly Robinson, threw a distance of 40.99 meters. We thank Aishana very much for representing Grenada. Big up your whole self, Aishana, Grenada's very first para-athlete. And now she's joined by Nai. Appreciate your representation, flying the Grenadian flag. You alone in Tokyo representing Grenada. Of course, we know she has her chef de mission, Kwame Hippolyte. Good morning, Kwame. Well, it's nighttime by over there now. But we thank our para-athletes. All our athletes continue to represent Grenada near and far, various disciplines, various events, regional, international competitions. Sometimes when we're sleeping, they're up. Like this morning, 6:28. When we just getting out of bed, Aishana was up 3 hours prior to that, warming up and getting ready for the javelin. A lot of work goes into it, and I just want to publicly hail up each and every athlete that represent Grenada in various events. Speaking of, today is Friday, which means Grenada's Kirani James is in action. I'm going to say in athlete. Kirani James is in action today. At the Zurich Diamond League. Currently, he is, for those of you who are unaware, Diamond League is a series of events. You accumulate points according to the events that you've completed and how much you've finished in each individual competition. Like they had the Paris one, Eugene, so you gather points. So far, Grenada's Anderson Peters and Kirani James, they're both second on the table for the Diamond League. The winner, of course, gets the Diamond Trophy. And the final takes place in Zurich. I think it's over this weekend. And both Kirani and Anderson are right on top there and are strong contenders for the Diamond League Trophy. Of course, in their respective disciplines. Anderson in the javelin, he is tied with Johannes Vetter of Germany on 23 points for the Diamond League Trophy in the javelin. The third place person has 17 points, so he's in good standing. And Kirani is on 13 points behind Jose Zambrano of Colombia, who's on 15 points on the Diamond League 400-meter table. So as they prepare for competitions over the next few days, we, of course, wish them all the best as they go out and represent Grenada as always to the best of their ability. The Brussels Diamond League. I would look for the exact time of the race and share it with you when I can. 2:03 p.m. 2:03 p.m. You see how that's come through with the info. 2:03 p.m. Kirani will be in action in the men's 400 meters in the Zurich Diamond League. Nutmeg power all the way. There's Parliament sitting today from 9 a.m., which means there will be no To The Point program this morning as we broadcast Parliament on Classic 105. I'm not sure about GBN TV, but stay tuned for Parliament sitting. There's no To The Point, but To The Point will be back Monday, God willing. Now let's join the BBC for its 8 a.m. newscast. Enjoy the rest of your fantalocious Friday. Please continue to be safe. Have yourselves a blessed day, everybody.